You'll recall last Friday, Paul Krugman came out with an op-ed that was basically saying, okay, Bernie's not funny anymore. We're not entertained anymore. Time to go back to just being a senator from Vermont or something like that. And in fact, what he said was, and I quote, the crisis itself, he's talking about the crash of 2007, 2008. The crisis itself was centered not on big banks, but on shadow banks like Lehman Brothers that weren't necessarily that big. Revisionist history, and here he's referring to Bernie calling on breaking up the big banks. Revisionist history is dangerous because it can blind us in the present and bind us in the future. Well, Elizabeth Warren would beg to differ. Elizabeth Warren came out pretty aggressively yesterday by saying she was pointing to this study that just came out of the Fed, which we reported on here on this program yesterday at some length, that shows that all 5 of the biggest banks who have assets equal to about half our GDP. I mean, this is enough to, on this day, they have assets equal to all the economic activity in the United States for an entire year, or half of it, roughly. And none of those 5 banks could withstand another economic crisis like 2007, 2008, is what the Fed determined. The so-called living wills that the Dodd-Frank requires them to come up with. In other words, a plan for taking themselves apart. So this is what Elizabeth Warren said. She said, there's been a lot of revisionist history floating around lately that the too big to fail banks weren't really responsible for the financial crisis. That talk isn't new. Wall Street lobbyists have tried to deflect blame for years, but the claim is absolutely untrue. There would have been no crisis without these giant banks. I think Paul Krugman got this one wrong. And I think he's getting it that he got it wrong. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.